previous video, we finished creating the controller that links the model with the view. And in doing so, we have completed all the components and tested also all the components needed. The view was tested by trying it in different landscape and portrait modes to make sure the layout is fine. The model was tested using JUnit, the JUnit framework in its simplest form without any assertion. And we built the controller. What's left is to put the three of them together. So let's summarize everything we learned. For the view, we know there are widgets we have to select. We distinguished between labels and buttons and text boxes. We have to lay them down in an absolute way that does not rely on how the device is held. The widgets have properties, and the entire view is captured in one XML file. The model can be developed using a functional or an object-oriented paradigm. We chose the functional, and then we did testing for it using JUnit. The controller liaises between the two. It talks to the view talks to it. Similarly, it talks to the model, and the model returns. And that means the model also talk to it. And the next two steps now is to do the testing, the integration testing when the components are put together. In general, Android apps have two kinds of tests. The regular test is the JUnit test for each component, and the Android test, also known as instrumental test. And we will not be doing any of that here. So for us to do integration testing, we simply deploy the app. You can deploy it on a virtual device, Android virtual device, or on a physical device. So let's go to Android Studio and see how that is done. We go to the Run menu, and we choose to run the app. You can select a device if you have more than one virtual device. By the way, to create your devices, you go to Tools, and this is the Android Virtual Device Manager. It allows you to create any device you want, whether it's a phone or a tablet or a watch or a TV or anything else, and it will be emulated. So I already have some devices selected, so I'm going to just run the app. After some delay in which the app is deployed, the device, that was quick. Maybe I launched it before, that's why it worked quickly. Usually it takes a few seconds. So here's our app. I already see a mistake. The text view where the answer is should not say text view, it should be blank. So let me go back to the view, and for this particular label, I don't want anything written. So I'm gonna delete the text property and run again. It sends the app again to the device after some delay, and now the answer label doesn't have anything in it. So you can now try cases like enter a weight of 90, a height of 1.8. This is the one where we know the answer is about 27, 28. Compute BMI, it's 27.8. And you can try other devices, or you can also use this to rotate the device, make sure that the device maintaining the layout, maintains its shape. You can shake the device if you're capturing acceleration or something like that. You can change the geographic location of the device. It's really the same as having a device in your hand. So that's the virtual deployment. You can do a physical deployment by plugging an Android phone or a tablet that you have to the USB port and launching the app on it. Notice that when you say run, the run menu gives you an option to select the device that you want. So if you have 2 or 3 virtual devices and 1 physical device, you will be able to deploy the app on it. Finally, in order to save the project, you can use any cloud versioning tool like Git or something else to save the entire project, or just go to the folder that's in the app source. This is a tiny folder. It contains only the XML file for the layout, any resources you have, plus the Java files. So you're talking only about tens of Ks, maybe 100, 150K max. Whereas if you go with the entire folder, you're talking tens of megabytes. So that completes our build of the BMI project. Just one note, and that is we built the model here using the functional paradigm with static methods. We could have used the more conventional approach, which is the object-oriented one, in which case we would have added attributes, we would have added the instance method, non-static methods. The creation of the class is a bit more involved. The invocation of it from the controller requires the new operator or the to make an instance of it. So there are few changes if you want to go with an object-oriented approach, and those are shown in the learning part of chapter 1.